All right, let's dive into something that's changing the game for anyone who creates content. We're talking about a massive shift in how things get made, how people find your work, and ultimately how you can actually win in a world that's, well, it's being run by AI. We're going to look at how this new model, with aiCMO as our guide, is completely redefining the whole process.
This quote, it just hits home, doesn't it? So many of us, whether we're marketers, creators, or entrepreneurs, we know this feeling. You're on that content treadmill, just churning stuff out, trying to keep up. It's absolutely exhausting, and most of the time it feels like you're not even moving forward. And this really frames the problem perfectly. You see, on one side, we have this kind of romantic, artisanal idea of the writer. Slow, careful, working alone. But on the other side is the brutal, honest-to-goodness reality of today. A digital world with endless demand, moving at lightning speed, in a space that's just ridiculously crowded and competitive. That old way, it just can't keep up.
And that's the key takeaway right here. That old manual, one article at a time method, it's not just inefficient anymore, it is becoming obsolete. It simply cannot give you the speed, the volume, or the strategic consistency you need to stand out today. It's kind of like trying to fill a swimming pool with a teaspoon. It's just not going to happen. So that leads to the big question, right? Why the big rush? Why is this all happening now? What's the fundamental shift that's making that old model just crumble right in front of us? Well, it's not just about being faster. It's about a complete revolution in how we all find information. For years, and I mean for a long time, the journey was pretty simple. You had a question, you'd go to Google, and you'd get that famous list of 10 blue links. Your job, as the user, was to click, sift through everything, and piece together your own answer. And the goal for brands? Just be one of those links. But that's not our world anymore. Not even close. Now, with tools like ChatGPT, Gemini, and Google's AI overviews, people don't search for links. They ask for answers. They expect one single synthesized response. And you have to understand, this isn't just some new feature. This is a seismic shift in how humans behave online.
So, if the old way is broken and people have completely changed how they look for things, what's the solution? This is where a brand new hybrid human-AI model comes onto the scene. And to make this really tangible, we're going to look at a perfect example of this in action, a system called aiCMO. So this is aiCMO, and what's really key here is who it's built for. We're talking creators, solo entrepreneurs, lean startups. The goal isn't to just serve the giant corporations with massive budgets. It's to level the playing field, to give the smaller players the tools they need to compete and to win. And at the very core of this whole thing is this philosophy. Look, this isn't about AI replacing humans. That's the fear everyone has, right? No, it's about a strategic partnership. It's a clear division of labor that lets both humans and AI do what they do best. Think of it as augmentation, not just automation.
And this shows you exactly how that partnership works. Humans handle the irreplaceable stuff, the vision, the grand strategy, the creativity, the soul of your brand. Then the AI takes that direction and just executes with incredible speed, scale, and consistency. All the things we humans kinda struggle with.
Okay, so we've got the philosophy down. But now let's get into the mechanics. The nitty-gritty. How does a system like aiCMO actually turn this big idea into a practical workflow that gets real results? Well, it all starts with what's called the AI first draft. And listen, this is not just some raw text dump. It's strategically designed right from the get-go. We're talking optimized for Google and AI engines, perfectly on brand with their voice, and totally tailored to what the user is actually looking for. It tackles all the modern challenges from the very first step. And here is the number that really made me stop and think. For a lot of users, that first draft is already 90% of the way there. Just let that sink in for a second. The painful, staring at a blank page problem, gone. The heavy lifting is done, which frees up your human talent to focus on high-level edits and strategy.
And that level of efficiency, that's what makes true scale possible. I mean, when you can generate high-quality, strategically sound content in minutes instead of days, the entire economic equation just flips on its head. You can produce more, react faster, and cut your operational costs all at the same time.
Now, if the first draft was impressive, this next feature is where the system really shows its power. We're talking about intelligent content repurposing. And this is all about unlocking the incredible value that is probably just sitting dormant inside your organization right now. The process is just so incredibly slick. You feed the system your raw stuff, like webinar audio, interview transcripts, even your team's sales notes. Then in minutes, not hours, not days, it spits out polished assets like blog posts, newsletters, and social updates. You're multiplying the impact of your existing knowledge.
This is all about transformation, not just, rehashing old content. This quote from the source material says it all. Events become insight reports. Conversations become thought leadership. It's a system that's literally designed to find and elevate the hidden value in everything you already do.
And what makes all this possible is that the AI isn't just summarizing. It's actually behaving like a subject matter expert. It's adding context, building a narrative, and structuring those raw notes into a coherent, authoritative asset for your brand. So let's pull all of this together. What is the ultimate strategic payoff here? What's the end game? Well, it's a fundamental shift in the entire goal of content. You're moving beyond just being found to becoming the source that the AI itself trusts and recommends. This is done through something called dual optimization. So you're not abandoning traditional SEO. That's still your ticket to the game. But you're adding this critical second layer. You're engineering your content so that AI systems will understand it, trust it, and ultimately cite it in their answers.
Which leads to this really provocative question. For years, being number one on Google was the holy grail, right? But in this new world of answer engines, is there something even more valuable?
The answer is a huge yes. It's being the trusted answer. See, a top search ranking puts you on a list of options for the user to choose from, but being cited directly by an AI as the answer, that's a direct endorsement. It presents your brand as the definitive source.
And this motto from aiCMO just wraps it all up perfectly. It connects the present, hey, Google rankings are still important, with the future, the critical new goal of becoming the source that AI recommends. It's the whole package for modern visibility.
And that brings us to our final thought for today. If AI can handle all the heavy lifting, the drafting, the repurposing, the optimization, what does that free up your uniquely human talent to do? What new strategies, what new stories, what new creative ideas can you and your team now go after because you're finally off that production grind? That's the real opportunity here.